representation of his signature were in the sacrifices he agreed to provide. Are you getting me? Yeah. Because the whole thing came about because Abraham wanted to know how his posterity was going to be. And God said, bring me. He named 5 animals that Abraham was to take to a certain particular mountain to sacrifice. When Abraham sacrificed the animals, darkness fell upon him and he fell asleep. Then the fire of God that he uses to sign his signature that time came to walk through the sacrifices. And he said, now I have a covenant with you. There was something from God, something from Abraham that proved the signature was signed. Amen. Are you getting me? Yeah. It wasn't just Abraham going about, oh, I have a covenant with God, I have a covenant with God. No, there was a signature, a proof. Yes. A proof. So when I say I have a covenant with God, something must definitely prove it. So that the devil will know, because of this proof, I cannot challenge you. Matthew 26, verse number 28. Look at Jesus. Because one of the things that we believe about Jesus is his covenant with us. We have a new covenant with him. And it is in that new covenant that we derive all our benefits. But Jesus did not just speak it. He did not just speak it. He said, for this is my blood of the new covenant, which is shed for many. It's not for all. It's for many. And who are the many? The many who will know their part in fulfilling, in signing the space provided for them as their signature. Most people just read, oh, we have a covenant by blood, we have a covenant. But show proof of your signature. Show proof. There is no agreement without signatures. How can two work together except they agree? So here he's saying, my signature to the New Testament or covenant is my blood. So in Zechariah chapter 9, verse 11, listen to God referring to the covenant of Jesus. He referred to the signature. He didn't refer to the document, the body. He referred to the, but because of Zechariah 9:11, because of the blood, I said, as for thee also by the signature of your covenant. It didn't say by the document, by the volume of the books of the covenant, I have set your prisoners free. No, because I see your signature, I set them free. Are you getting me? So the value of the covenant is in the signature. Oh, help me, Lord. Help me, Lord. Help me, Lord. It is when you know that the covenant I'm talking about that I belong to, my other partner signed with his own blood. So before you can defeat that covenant, show your blood. Devil, if you can sign or countersign with your blood, then it means you can win over me. Yeah. You see, when we believe that by the covenant you cannot fail, it's not because you can recite the volumes of the books. Because God is not saying because of the quantum, the quantity of words, the words in the book. Because today if you just go to any page, you can just and you know how many words are in the document. They say type 4,000 words. If you do, they don't need to count 1, 2, 3. They just have to, and the word itself will just tell you it's so and so words. It's over. You are filled. So he didn't say that. He said by the blood. What was the blood? The blood was the signature. Jesus used by. This is the blood that I'm using to sign the new covenant. And whoever is able to understand this and apply his or her signature signature to it. Anything that guarantees failure is remitted, taken out. Remember in 1 John 5:18, I made you to substitute failure for sin. Whatsoever is born of God, sinneth not. Whatsoever is born of God, faileth not. You will not fail because his signature is there. And this signature can never be altered. It doesn't grow out of use. It is always updated. It is the only signature that never changes. It is the same yesterday, today, and forever. It is eternally guaranteed. Eternally guaranteed. So our issue is that how can I say that the devil has no part in me? It simply means I have counted my signature on the document. The document that was left for me, I have signed my portion. Amen. Colossians 1:24. Help us, Lord. Help us, Lord. You see, you must consciously know why you are not going to fail. Because not failing is not about what is around you today. It's about how you're going to testify at the end of the commission. How are you going to testify? What will be your story there? Remember when he gave 124, right? Okay. But when he gave gifts unto men, the talents, and they were all working, they were not showing proof of their results because they were working. It was at the end when the master came. So what did you do with it? You gave me 5, I added 5. Good and faithful servant. So it's not about today, but it's about consciously knowing so you will progressively keep at it. Amen. Hallelujah. Yeah. He said, who now rejoice? Listen to Paul, and listen to this scripture very well. He said, who now rejoice in my sufferings for you? And look at that portion. And fill up. What does fill up conjure in your mind? If there is a document and you are supposed to sign, say, fill up your space. Put your signature there. Fill it up. Fill it up until you sign. The document is not full. It's not complete. So Paul is saying, and fill up that which is behind in of the afflictions of Christ. Listen, the afflictions of Christ was the shedding of his blood for the signature to your document, your covenant. Are you following me? This is deep, but it's very, very important. Because if you don't bargain from this perspective, there is no way heaven will join you for success on earth. I'm telling you, we'll go there in Psalm 50. There is no way heaven won't back you until you know there is a part you have filled. And Paul is saying, I am filling up my portion by what I am going through. By my suffering for the church, by my pain and by my tears, I am filling up, I'm signing my portion. Can you give us another translation? Maybe we will get it better. I want you to know how glad I am that it's me sitting here in this jail and not you. Listen to Paul. You are in jail and you are happy. Why? Because there is a lot of suffering to be entered into in this world. The kind of suffering Christ takes on. So Christ took on suffering, and you are taking on suffering too. The suffering you are taking on is not for your own sake. It's not for your own sake, but the suffering you are taking on is to make sure I welcome the chance to take my share in the church's part of that suffering. It's for the sake of the church. It's for the sake of the world. It is for the sake of others. There is a portion. Give us another translation. Take message away. Take message away. And now I am happy about my sufferings for you. No, I'm not happy about my suffering for myself. So, I'm suffering for myself. I don't have money to buy food. That is for your eating, right? I don't have money to buy clothes for your dressing. Not that. It's not that. It has nothing to do with you. It has everything to do with others. And he's saying, for by means of my physical sufferings, I am helping to complete. Please take note. I'm helping to complete what still remains of Christ's sufferings on behalf of his body, the church. So Christ's suffering was complete but not total. There is a portion that remains for me to fill up. Help us, Lord. Help us. Yes. You see, we assume the finished work is finished. So you don't have anything to do. Cross your hands and enjoy. They are not. They are not. They are not. Do you know that even the decision to pursue knowledge so you will matter in the world is part of the suffering for the kingdom, for the welfare of the world? One day I will teach you that the essence of God giving his son is not only for human, it is for the world. For God so loved the world that he gave his only begotten son. So he gave his son for that's why I said you are the light of the world. His focus is redeeming his world. Redeeming his world. So you going through school, you could have chosen not to. You could have chosen not to go to school and become just anything in this world and die and go. You chose to learn. Look at the price you pay for learning. You put in your toil, you put in your money, put in your energy. Then you come out and you are placed in a position of service for the good of humanity. The price you paid because you want to help humanity attain a level of excellence is part of the suffering. It's part of the suffering. That is why the church of God, the church of Jesus, has become the spearhead of education ever since the church was born. We don't take learning for granted. We don't take learning for granted. That is why we should push our children to the highest heights they could attain in knowledge. Because in this world, mere talking, I belong to God, will never make you matter anywhere in this world. Your significance is in pursuing education. It's a price. It's a price you pay. So here, he's saying, I am helping to complete. I am contributing my portion. My portion. My portion. Shouting and jumping in church will never make anybody rich. I'm telling you, jumping and shouting in church. But if the church will consciously structure a system where every young child will be promoted to progress on the educational ladder, monitored and secure to make sure the person will never fall short but will reach the top, that person's top will turn people in the church rich someday. Are you getting me? It's not just mere shouting and jumping. No, there must be a structured system that the church has decided to put his children through, so that in the next 20 years, somebody from this church will become maybe a senator. The next 40 years, it is something that we must structure. We don't assume, not because we can pray them there. You can't pray anybody to the White House. You can't. You can't. The person must qualify to be there. And qualifying to be there requires certain standards. Today, my eyes are being opened that we have to monitor our kids very well. If in the next 30, 40 years, we want them to matter in society. Because who knows that kicking somebody's butt in school might disqualify the person from becoming a Supreme Court judge tomorrow. Who knows? So now I must be very particular. Guide my child very well. When you go to school, know how you handle people. Be very careful. Because I don't know how a letter written 36 years ago can be retrieved from what system? From what system? So if I want my child to succeed, I must fill up my part of monitoring that seed of Christ in him, so that years to come, somebody's head will not disqualify him or her. So I must teach them in your movement through this world, seek not to hurt anyone, no matter how powerful you think you are. Try, because you don't know when it will appear against you. And the whole world will stand up against you because something happened at that time. You might think I was a boy. But the world doesn't know the difference between a boy and a man, as long as you are aspiring for a position. There are a lot of sacrifices we have to give. We must be ready for. God will not promote our children if we just take them for granted. We refuse to take care of them. We don't care what they go through. They go about, we don't care where they are. They run around, we don't care where they are. And God said, yes, I will promote them to somewhere. No. Go and ask how he had to structure Joseph, structure Daniel, purpose in his heart not to. It was filling up. Are you getting me? Psalm 50. Psalm 50. Verse 4 through 6. Let's now look at the essentials of our signature. What and what must I put into this kingdom suffering business so that heaven will back me through the covenant for success? He calls heaven and earth as witnesses to see him judge his people. Hey. Heaven and earth as witnesses. Verse 5. We'll go to King James, but let's read the good news. Verse 5. He says, gather my faithful people to me, those who made a covenant with me by offering a sacrifice. He didn't say those who have accepted the covenant Jesus made with them, but those who filled up their portion of the suffering, the afflictions of Christ. I want those who have signed their portion of the document. Let them come. Let them come before me. And heaven is watching, earth is attesting. Let them come. If I see them, verse 6, the heavens will proclaim that God is righteous, that he himself is judge. When God gets somebody who has filled up his or her space in the signature column of the government, of the covenant, heaven will proclaim the victory, the justification of God upon that person. When Paul was able to fill up Colossians 1:24, then in 27 he was able to say, Christ in me is the hope of glory. He didn't end there. He said, because Christ is in me, I worked more than everybody. He excelled. He succeeded. He had good success because heaven proclaimed it. This man, you can't stop him. This man, nobody can prevent him. This man, but he is looking for a signature. Somebody who has offered to sign for the covenant. There was a young guy called David. You know David? And I love David because last week I told you that your sacrifice is not only because you give money. What about those who don't have money? How can they feel it? Is God partial to look for people who are rich to call into agreement? No, I've even come to discover that God is not interested in the money but in the heart. Because he said, my son, give me your heart and your eyes will see my ways. He sees beyond the cash in your hand, though it matters. He looks into the heart because if God has your heart, he has everything about you. He has your heart. Your heart controls your hand. Your heart controls your mind. Your heart controls everything about you. But I told you that in the understanding that word sacrifice, you shouldn't forget Revelation 17:14. Revelation 17:14. The darkness of this world is seeking to fight against us. I was reading Revelation 17:13 and 14. And 13, when I saw, take us back to 13. Because that one is a whole lot. It led me to study something. And I discovered some few truths about why the world is going through challenges this time. You see, in verse number 12, it talks about the beast, the prince of the world, the controller of the darkness. Verse 12. He said, and 10 horns which thou sawest are 10 kings, which have received no kingdom as yet, but receive power as kings 1 hour with the beast. So there is a rotational system of control in the world. Rotational system of control. Are you getting me? The world we are in doesn't belong to one nation now. It doesn't belong to one nation. Some small nation somewhere can stand up and shout at America, which you couldn't do some years back. Somebody can just stand out and shout at Russia. You couldn't do that in some years back. Are you getting me? Yeah. Somebody can stand out and shout at England. You couldn't do that some years back. Because those years, those territories were in control of the world. But the system of control has now been decentralized. It is rotational. So today it can be China. Are you getting me? Yeah. It can be China regulating the system. Tomorrow it can be North Korea. Another day America can be loud. It's like the beast is regulating systems that are not in the hand of one nation. Do you know that? Who were to come from Mexico to shout at America, you can't build a wall? Who are you? Mexico! Those days, you dare not to try. But today, so you can't build a wall, and we are struggling. Now, master is in the hands of rotation. We can wake up tomorrow and somebody is in control that day. Because the power as kings rotate from hour to hour. But the essence of it is in verse number 13, the one mind. They have one mind, one agenda. And that one agenda is to take the mind of man off God and put man in subjection. Are you getting me? All that the devil is doing with all that he's trying to achieve in the world is to draw man away from God and think man can be himself and succeed. That's all he's doing. So with that one mind, they shall give their power and strength unto the beast. The beast will draw men away from God. Then verse number 14. The battle against the Lamb. These shall make war with the Lamb. Who is saying Jesus is the King of Kings? Our religion too matters. So this life matters. That religion matters. Everybody matters. So now there is a struggle to let us see that Jesus is not the ultimate. Maybe you don't understand it, but I appreciate it very well. because I have some detailed studies on it. And the Lamb shall overcome them. Say hallelujah here. We shall overcome. That he is Lord of lords and King of kings. And they that are going to overcome with him are the called, chosen, and faithful. My part in the document of the covenant is to sign with my blood of faithfulness. Do I know I am called? Do I know I have been chosen? And if I know I am called, what is my duty? If I am called to serve the King of Kings, the Lord of Lords, what is my duty? I know I am called. What is my duty? 1 Samuel 19, 4 and 5. Something there that I want you to take note of. If you are called, you have made a decision to follow the Lamb. Listen carefully to this. I want you to take note of something. If we can't do that, then our call is in question. And Jonathan spake good of David unto Saul his father, and said unto him, let not the king sin against his servant, against David, because he had not sinned against thee. Now listen, and because his works have been good to thee, what? Very good. If I know I am following Jesus because I am called, my works towards him must be good and very good. The quality of my service to God must not be half-hearted. Will somebody help me here? Somebody help me here. The quality of my service, because I was called to serve. But what qualifies my service is what Jonathan is telling us about David. David's quality of service towards the king was very good. Am I very good towards God in the things that I do for his name? That's the first question. Am I very good towards God? Am I very good towards God? Remember, David was a man that God approved his signature of his covenant. Psalm 89 verse number 3. God approved it. God approved it. Approved his signature. And he said, this is the quality. He said, I have made a covenant with my chosen. I have sworn unto David my servant. We have sealed the agreement. And the quality of his service, because he is called, is very good. So I ask myself, am I very good in my service to God? Or I serve God anyhow? Do I serve God out of convenience? Or I see it as a duty? Do I serve God because I'm expecting a reward? Or I serve God because I must? It is my signature. That was why Paul could say, I know how to abase and I know how to abound. Situations, conditions, and material things should not determine how I will serve my God, because I have signed with my death. If I don't, I die. What is the quality of service? If I know I am called to serve, what is the quality of my service? It is something I must answer myself, because nobody knows my heart except me. Nobody knows the reason why I'm shouting like I'm shouting this morning except me. But if it is out of sincerity and out of genuineness towards God, then I am called indeed. I'm called indeed. Number 2, to sign your signature means you know you are chosen. Take us to, because David is chosen here, but take us to verse number 19 and 20 there. Then thou spakest in vision to thy Holy One and said, I have laid hell upon one that is mighty. I have exalted one chosen out of the people. I want to bring something out here. If I am chosen out of the people, it means I have been distinguished from amongst them, right? Yes. You know that? Yes. That means apart from my service being qualified with very good, there is another qualification here. What I do is exemplary above. Do I seek always to go further than everybody? We have all been called. But do I always seek to stand out in the midst of the crowd? 1 Corinthians 10:15. I am that I am, like everybody, by the grace of God. But the grace that is upon me is not in vain. Paul said, 1 Corinthians 10. Is it 10:15? 1 Corinthians, is it 10 or 15:10? Which one? I am that I am by the grace of God. What is it? 15:10. By the grace of God, I am what I am. Everybody is by grace, right? But listen to Paul. And his grace which was bestowed upon me was not in vain. But I labored more abundantly than they all. That means there is an aspiration in David, in Paul, to be distinguished from among the rest. Everybody pays tithe, but I want to excel above all. So when everybody pays 10%, I will pay 12%. I am above all. Are you getting me? I want to do above all. Why? Because I know I am chosen to be distinguished. Oh, come on, help me here. Help me here, Lord. You see, there is, we are all, but I want to go above. Are you getting me? Yes. We all preach, but I want to do more. I want to go beyond. There is always a drive in the chosen to go beyond. To go beyond. We are all called to serve. We are all classified very good in service. I was speaking with Bishop Elijah, and he said, I know that in Maryland I can count not less than 15 people who are very good. See, yes, they are very good. But do I remain among